welcome back to Here's the Thing with Kendra and Noah.
Yeah, thanks for coming back to another
Yeah.
episode. We appreciate you getting through that first one with us.
Mhm.
Today, here's the thing about
What we're watching and what we've been watching the last
yes,
year, 6
yes.
months.
Because as actors, we love film and television.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like a lot of people, but I feel like there's something about when you're like an actor. I don't know. You just like really love it. You know, like
Yeah.
obviously because you're like making it, but like I also just like genuinely really love watching it.
Yeah, and I mean, like, a lot of people, you don't have to be an actor to enjoy things, but it's like, when you do something, you like notice things more, if that makes sense. Like,
Oh yeah,
same
no,
with, like,
it's
yeah.
definitely different watching like television and film as an actor versus a non-actor. Actually, I talked about this with Hannah on her shout out to Hannah, our friend Hannah. She
Hi,
has
Hannah.
a podcast called Before They're Verified.
Check it out.
Such a smart idea. And I was a guest on it. Lucky enough that she asked me to be on it, and we briefly, because Hannah's a writer and an actor, and she does many things, director. But we briefly talked about this, how like I don't know that I've ever, like, I couldn't tell you the last time that I just like watched something and just like, not that I don't enjoy things now, but just like enjoyed it for what it was. Like, I don't know, I can't like turn off my actor brain when I'm like watching things. Because
Yeah.
like I feel like as an actor, like you said, like you know things, and that like I find myself like analyzing things sometimes, or like you pick up on like continuity things. I feel like more often than other
Mhm.
people, and like I'll find myself being like, "Oh, that was a really good choice. Oh my god,
Mhm.
that was such a subtle." Or sometimes I'll be like, "Why'd they say it like that?" Like,
Yeah. You know one thing?
and I can't not do it.
Yeah, I haven't done it much. I did it like once, but like reading a script for something and then watching the episode, I thought it was really interesting the one time I did it, because like you kind of say it in your head how you would do it,
Yeah.
and then you see how they deliver it, and yeah, you're like, oh wow, that's such a good choice, like that
Yeah.
I didn't think of right away. So
Uh-huh.
just a little exercise in acting.
Yeah. But so anyways, we thought it'd be fun to talk about what we're
What
watching. You want to start off with
Yeah,
a show that you're watching?
sure. At this very moment, I'm watching Better Call Saul,
Right.
which I loved Breaking Bad, and Better Call Saul is the prequel to it, so it happened before Breaking Bad.
Which I did not know, but you
no.
informed me of that.
So Breaking Bad, probably one of my favorite TV shows of all time. So when Better Call Saul came out, it's the same creator, Vince Gilligan, and I was pretty stoked for it. I watched the first season as it came out, like every week, and truthfully, it's a pretty slow first season. I was pretty bored with it. I think when the second
When did
season
it come out?
started, it probably started 7 years ago, maybe.
Dang. Okay.
Um,
Earlier than I thought.
yeah, it was a little slow.
Okay.
Second season, I started watching the first couple episodes, and I was just a little too bored, so I stopped watching it. I had tried to get back into it a couple years ago again, but I was like, I should start over since I hadn't seen it in a while, and I just got bored with the first season again. Just recently, it actually finished its last season, season 6, and our good friend Mitchell, friend of the pod, he watched it, said it was great, and he's like, you got to watch the rest of it. Some of the Breaking Bad characters show up again. Spoiler alert, I guess. So I did, and I am on season 5 right now.
Oh,
about
you
halfway
are?
through, so I've made good progress. I skipped season 1. I talked to Mitch about it, and we were like,
That's fair.
I've seen it. It would be great
you've
to get a
already seen it,
refresher,
yeah,
but it's
that's
so
fair.
slow that I don't want to slog through it again.
Yeah.
The thing I will say is I have liked it. It's not as good as Breaking Bad. There are times when I'm like, this is a solid show, but not incredible. Like, I
Okay.
don't think I'd rewatch it. I'd like to rewatch Breaking Bad. I don't think I'd rewatch this.
Interesting. Okay.
Vince Gilligan, the creator, he's very deliberate and like patient with his storytelling, which at times can just feel so slow as a viewer. And I will say, as like an actor, and like I have some interest in like cinematography. Like it is fun watching that because he is really, like I said, deliberate about like his shot composition and everything like that. So it is very artistically and like aesthetically pleasing.
Okay.
But at times, like it can get a little boring, and there's a couple different storylines. There's like 3 characters that are in Breaking Bad that this is like their prequel, basically, not just Saul. And one, Mike, his story is so good that I just want more of that. But they kind of focus on like the lawyer stuff more and like his romantic relationship, and that stuff's fine. But I'm just like catching myself being a little bored at times. So that is where I'm at with Better Caul Saul.
I didn't realize, because you'll watch it out in our living room, and I will come out, and sometimes I stand there and I watch a little bit. I interrupt you and I say, "What's going on?" Or, I remember last week I was like, "Oh, I haven't seen these characters yet." It's like, well, duh, because I haven't been watching the show.
Megan did that once too, and one of the characters, his name's Howard, is also in Twitches. And she was like, "Oh, he's in Twitches." And then we watched it, and I was like, "Oh yeah, there he is."
That's funny.
He's the villain. Well, another spoiler if you haven't seen Twitches.
I couldn't tell you who the villain is in Twitches.
I thought you've seen it already.
No, I have, but it's been so long since I've seen it. Like, I kind of don't remember a lot about what happened.
That's fair.
Here's the thing about what I'm watching. I actually, it's funny that we are doing this episode today, because literally last night I watched 2 episodes of shows that just came back this week on Monday. Season 5 of All American and season 2 of All American Homecoming.
Oh, so it's like the same show but slightly different.
Yeah, Homecoming is like a spin-off. Like it focuses on a character that is introduced in All American, and like sometimes there's crossovers like with the characters and stuff. Like they like live in the same universe, right?
Okay.
Like they talk about the characters of each on each show, but they're separate. They take place in separate cities, like separate colleges, and the storylines they're intertwined, but the focuses are separate, if that makes sense.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, and All American is a like teen drama, I guess. That takes place on the CW. And it focuses on Spencer, who's like a football star. It like starts with them in high school. Like the show started with them in high school, but now they're in their 5th season. So now they're in college. It's their freshman year of college. It's based on a real story though. It's based on Spencer Pasinger. I think is his last name.
I don't know.
He was a NFL player, and he like is very involved in the show. And I should have looked into this more, but I think sometimes like writes it, or is it like
involved with the production?
Yeah, where I mean, obviously like it's a teen drama, so like they add things in that like did not happen in his life, you know. But it is based off of his life and like his story. And then Homecoming is based off, it's like more sports, but so like All American focuses on football, and then All American Homecoming focuses on Simone, who plays tennis, and Damon, who I like could not think of his first name, who plays baseball. So I love sports shows.
Yeah, I was gonna say I always when you bring that up.
I love sports dramas because Friday Night Lights is one of the greatest television shows to ever exist.
I saw the movie, never saw the show.
Texas Forever.
That's pretty good.
Clear eyes, full hearts, can't lose. You know.
What's the actor that plays the coach in that show?
Oh,
He's good.
he's so good.
He's great in like everything he
Oh my
does.
god. Oh my god. What is his
And
name?
his wife too, right? Isn't that
Connie Britton.
Yes,
Yeah.
Connie Britton. Fantastic.
What is Kyle Chandler?
Kyle Chandler? Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
No,
really good.
he's so good.
I think in the movie it's Billy Bob Thornton who plays the coach. Maybe.
Yeah, I've actually never seen the movie. I don't know if they're related. I don't think they're related.
I don't think they are either. No.
No. But I think
Besides
you're right.
the general idea of like Texas.
Yeah,
high
and the
school
name
football
Friday
team.
Night
Yeah.
Lights. But yeah, no, I love Friday Night Lights, the television show, not the movie.
Yeah. And
Not
you
that
watched...
the movie's bad. Oh, I've never seen the movie, so I can't speak on it.
I haven't seen it in a long time.
But yeah, so I love and I watched what?
You watched that one with Justin Fields. It wasn't a drama, but it's like
that's on
documentary
Netflix.
style.
Like
Yeah.
during COVID.
Yeah.
I had so much time during COVID that I was just on Netflix, and I like shows like that. So I watched at the time there was like 3 seasons, and I watched all 3 of them. Yeah, QB1.
QB1.
It followed it was a documentary, and it followed high school like quarterbacks who were like really good and had a lot of pressure on them to like make it like be like starters at colleges and stuff. And
Justin Fields, current
was one of them.
starting quarterback for the Chicago Bears.
Mhm. Fuck the Bears.
Fuck the Bears. Yeah, he's terrible. So.
But yeah, so that I went in. Well, I have to mention Abbott Elementary also.
Right. I was wondering when you were going to bring that up.
Yeah.
I thought that was going to be one of them. But I guess that's not.
Well, it was, and then I
came back.
just literally, as we were talking, I remembered how I just watched
Yeah.
All American, and I was like, oh, that just the timing just worked out that it just came back. But yes, I also am watching Abbott Elementary. Second season just started. It's just so funny. It's so good.
I did watch an episode with you. It was good.
It's so good. I love the like mockumentary style. Like I loved The Office. What other? There's like another show that does that.
Parks and Rec? Modern Family?
Yeah. Like
All of those are kind of in that style.
I like that style. Like I don't know. I just think it like adds to it, and you kind of get to see the characters, you know, like individually. Because like if you think about it, you don't really see characters by themselves.
Right.
Like where it's just them on the screen talking, because like
Really
they they'd have to have. So
I gotta imagine that helps as a writer too, to just be able to be like, yeah, we'll just put him in like the interview scene and just say what he's thinking.
Yeah,
you can like set scenes up really easily. Then I bet.
But Quinta Brunson is a genius. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. What else are you watching?
What else am I watching? I am watching the new Game of Thrones spinoff, Hot D, House of the Dragon.
I hate that you
House
call
of the
it
Dragon.
that. I hate that he calls it Hot D.
It's fun for everybody.
Is it fun?
The show is also fantastic. I talked to a friend, our mutual friend Alex, who wasn't blown away by it so far, but I like it a lot so far. I think Matt Smith, who was in Doctor Who that I've never seen. I'd never seen anything he'd been in, and I was kind of had low expectations for him, but he plays a great role in it, and I just think it's really well done, and excited for it coming out every week.
And this is before Game of Thrones?
Yeah, this is like
this
hundreds of
takes place-
years, like
okay.
300 years, I think,
so
is the timeline.
none of the characters in Game of Thrones are they even mentioned?
No, Game of Thrones ones, no, because they haven't existed yet.
Right, but
in
like,
Game of
is
Thrones,
it like family, like
yes,
families though? Is it like the same families?
for sure.
So some of them, do they have like the same last names?
100%, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So the
Because for our listeners, I've never watched Game of Thrones. I've seen bits and pieces. It's not my show.
it's so good.
It's not my show. The violence, the gore, the sexual violence, it's not for me.
That's fair.
It's not for me.
The House of the Dragon is about the family that has the dragons, the Targaryens.
Gotcha.
Now in Game of Thrones, all the dragons are extinct, and the Targaryens like lost power in some big war. So
They are. Doesn't a dragon come back at the end though?
yes, the one of the Targaryen girls has eggs and they hatch. There's three
Amelia
dragons.
Clark's character, right?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Because listen, I've seen bits and pieces
Yeah.
of stuff.
So then she takes back the Iron Throne, is what they call it.
Right.
Spoiler alert if you haven't watched Game of Thrones yet, but get to it. Um,
Right, because there's a big thing at the end between like her and Jon Snow, right?
right. Yep. But so these are her ancestors, the dragons, the Targaryens, and because
Gotcha,
they
gotcha.
ruled this land for many years. Side note, I just found out they're coming out with or at some point they're gonna make another spinoff called Snow about like the after
Wow.
years.
Well, hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, and Jon Snow, good looking guy,
They're
Kit
making money.
Harington.
They're making lots of money
Yeah.
off of it. So I mean, keep capitalizing on that. Might as well.
And I gotta give him props for like coming back strong after having like a catastrophic final season for Game of Thrones.
Huh.
But that is one thing that I'm watching. I'm also I watched the first episode, but that's it so far, of the Rings of Power.
Oh,
Kind of
yeah.
similar,
Mhm.
fantasy vibe. Like the most expensive TV show ever made, and it looks like it. It's
Yeah.
like very beautiful.
Yeah.
I wasn't blown away by the first episode.
Okay.
I know it's a lot of setup that you have to do, but I'll keep giving it a shot and keep watching it, but I just wasn't. I found myself being a little bored pretty frequently.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I also just finished Love Island UK.
Right.
I started with the most recent season though, season 8. So I didn't like start from season 1 and I've never watched any Love Island, like not the US version. There's an Australia version, which might be fun to
Yeah.
watch. And I loved it. I've heard that some of the other seasons aren't as great. I don't know. Their little sayings are so fun,
Yeah.
and their little accents, and I don't know. I loved it. I don't know how they do it though. Like I don't know that because if you're one of the like original, I think it's like 5 or 6 people, and then you make it to the finale, you're in there for 8 weeks.
What? Tell me the whole thing.
Because
What
you're
is
in
the
a
scenario?
villa.
You're in a villa.
Okay, so it's Love Island, so they all like go stay in this villa, and they don't have phones. Like they have phones, but it's just to communicate with like
Right.
producers will like send, and they gotta go, I got a text. So they have to like yell that out and stuff. And so they like don't have their phones. I don't think they have like TV or anything. I mean, like the villa's beautiful,
Right.
but like you don't have your own rooms. Like you all sleep in like the couples sleep in a bed together. But like all the beds are in the same room. So like
Okay.
if they're like doing stuff, like
Everybody
people
can.
know
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
he like can like hear it or like
Uh-huh.
know. And like there's a beautiful pool and stuff, but like yeah, there if you're there and then like new people will come in and they're called bombshells because they're there to like turn people's heads as they say. So like they'll try to like get to know someone because like they couple up, but then there will be sometimes like recouplings after like
Okay.
a few bombshells come in, and like either the girls pick or the guys pick, and then like they can just say like I want to couple up with this person, and like that person like has to couple up with
Oh,
them.
they have no say.
Like
in
it's
it.
not no
So
they don't.
It's like in Survivor when they get together to vote like off the island, like it's a get together like that, and they're like time for recoupling, and the host is there, and
Okay, so they'll just get a text, like
Mhm.
someone will get a text. They'll say, "I got a text,"
Yeah.
and then it will be about like sometimes they're told like about a bombshell coming in. Other times they'll just like come out of the villa, like not like come out of the villa, but like come out of like the inside area, like indoors,
Yeah.
like out to like the pool area and stuff, and there will like be bombshells there
oh, they're
already,
just
or
chilling.
sometimes they'll just like show up at like the like night parties and stuff. But sometimes like they'll get a text of like ladies, blah blah blah, as you'll be like entertaining 2 new bombshells, or like actually I don't think this is bombshells, but it will say like it will say like their names, like the
Okay,
bombshells'
the new
names,
ones. Yeah,
like
yeah.
But when there's like a recoupling, it will just be like Islanders tonight. There will be a recoupling in which the women will choose who they want to couple up with, and then like they'll get a text at some point during the night, um, because they always like have like a night party, um, and I actually like they're always like cheersing and like having
Yeah.
drinks, but I looked it up because sometimes because they have like a narrator
Mm-hmm.
who like will make jokes and like kind of say sometimes like what's about to happen and stuff. Um, and one time he said something about uh like non-alcoholic drinks or something. Um, and I looked it up and apparently they don't like drink a lot. Like
Hmm.
they don't actually get a lot of real alcohol. Like it will be fake. Like sometimes they'll get like prosecco and stuff like
Right,
that or like
but
they're on a date. And sometimes they do so sometimes they'll send like two islanders like a couple like out on a date and they'll like get to leave the villa for a little bit.
okay.
Um yeah, it just I don't know, the concept is interesting. There's also this Casa Amor, which is like the big test where like the girls or the guys will go away to Casa Amor, it's called, and they're there for a couple days and there's all new guys that are trying to like get the girls to like be with them instead of
Oh,
like and like vice versa and then like at the villa like girls will show up and then
do
when
those
they
guys?
come back so then when they come back from Casa Amor they can bring a boy back if they
Oh,
want.
but it's their
But
choice.
then that means that like if the person that they were coupled up with in the villa, if they don't decide to keep a girl, and I'm saying it that way because the season that I watched, the girls left. I think sometimes the guys might leave.
Sure.
But if they chose to keep like a girl, then they're in like a new couple, you know.
Mhm.
But it, like if say that like two people are in a couple, the girl leaves to Casa Amor. If she comes back with a guy and he doesn't keep a girl, then he's just single now.
But he gets to stay.
He gets to stay. Yes.
Okay.
Um, if if they're not brought back from Casa Amor, or they're not asked to like stay in the villa, then those people that were brought in for the Casa Amor like test, then they leave.
They leave, of course, yeah.
Um, but or like vice versa though. Like if a girl like comes back from Casa Amor and doesn't bring anyone, but then she comes back and her man has decided to keep someone there, then she's just single. It's the concept is wild. I don't know.
It's tough because it's like, how much do you trust your partner? Like,
That's
do
the
you
thing.
believe that they actually like you? Are they gonna be like, no, I'm sticking with her? Or are you gonna show back up and they're with some new girl and you're like, well, great.
Yeah, I will say the season that I watched, everyone who chose to come back by themselves, their partner was also decided to stay by themselves.
Okay.
There was still drama though. And then like vice versa. Like if a girl came back with a guy, like her man was with someone else from Casa Amor too. Yeah,
Okay.
and then like sometimes, the public will vote for their favorite boy or girl or couple, like depending on like how like the show wants them to.
Sure.
And then they're like they'll announce usually like the bottom three, and then those people are vulnerable and risk being dumped from the island that night.
Ooh.
And sometimes it's up to the public, but a lot of the times it was like these are the top three girl or bottom three girls or guys, and then they'll get like a text like one girl and one boy will be dumped from the villa tonight. That decision is in the hands of your fellow islanders, and then they have
vote
to
on it.
yeah. And
Okay.
so then the guys get together and they vote on the girl that they want to send home or save, like
Yeah.
depending, and then and the girls do the same for the guy.
Interesting.
Yeah.
If,
There's some drama sometimes. It's just I don't know. I love it.
if you got invited to be on the next season, would you do it?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
No, because I think that the thing that would stop me, I think, is like they have to do these challenges sometimes,
Uh-huh.
and they're just, and I mean, I guess maybe it would be good for me, but like, and some of the people like talk about this because like they do those little like confessionals, where they'll like talk about things like by themselves, or like they'll go in as a couple, and just kind of narrate like what was happening, and stuff. And I think that I could like do. I feel like I would be uncomfortable doing that, but like that I could do. But like the challenges, I like would be so out of my comfort zone. Um, and I guess like people in the show say that like it was really, but like it like just pushed me out of my comfort zone, blah blah blah. But like I don't know, because it's just so like, like it's Love Island. They're all in their bikinis and like shirtless,
Sure.
like all the time and stuff. So like the challenges, as you can imagine, are like usually geared towards sexual things
Right.
and stuff. And I'm just like, I don't know that I could do that.
That's fair.
For national television.
Right, in front of everybody, yeah.
Yeah. Anything else that you're really watching right now that you want to
Right now, not really.
Should we talk about a show that we love?
Yeah, there's a show we watched. We didn't watch it together, but we did watch
it together. I
watched it at the same time, basically.
We did watch it at the same time, and I had already watched the finale, but I rewatched the finale with you. Oh, also, just to throw this in there, Ted Lasso. We both love Ted Lasso. We also watched it.
We love
separately.
Ted Lasso. I'm going. It's Halloween for him.
Yes. You watched it, and then I watched it with my friend Lydia. Shout out Lydia. We love Lydia. And yeah, great show.
Great show. But the one we were going to talk about,
yes,
also on Apple TV.
On Apple TV is Severance.
Severance. It's so good.
It's so good. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, it's Adam Scott is the lead in it, who from Parks and Rec, and also in
it's,
which character
is
are you
it
thinking?
Created by, or
Ben Stiller is a producer.
Stiller is a producer. Okay.
On it, and pretty involved with it.
Yes.
And it's phenomenal. It's another one that like it feels a little slow.
I was gonna say it's kind of
but again, very like deliberate and
when
like.
I tell people, I always preface.
Yeah.
That the first couple episodes are a little slow. But again, kind of like how you were talking about the Lord of the Rings series, it's a lot of backstory, and I feel like it is a lot of like setting up a lot of things in the first couple episodes. But it's
worth
pretty
it.
slow, but it's worth it if you can like just push through like the second half of.
It's so good. The finale is one of the best episodes of television I've ever seen.
I've ever seen, yeah. And then I think once you get there, you're like, oh, that's why those first couple episodes were so slow. Because I also think it's not even only that way to like set up the story and everything. I also feel like it's that way to make you feel like, oh, this is kind of slow, because like it takes place in like corporate America,
Yeah.
And so I feel like those scenes where they're at the office, like it seems so dull and boring and like mundane and stuff, and you're like, but like that's how office life is sometimes. And I feel like they're just really trying to like push that, like this is how it is, and it's not that exciting, and they tried to give you these like bullshit incentives to do things, and like what you really want is like better working conditions or like more pay, and they're like, here's a pizza party, and you're like, not what I asked for, and that's what the show shows.
Yeah. And I mean, just the writing and the acting is just incredible on it.
It's so good. Patricia Arquette is in it.
So is Christopher Walken.
Yes.
His role isn't that big. I can't think of the other guy's name.
Yes. I won't. Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Everybody would recognize him. He's been in a ton of stuff. I wish I could remember now.
Uh-huh.
But he's really great in it. honestly, all the actors put in
they're
great
all so
performances.
good in it.
Highly recommend it.
It's just
Can't wait for season 2.
yeah, it's so trippy and like smart, and it really makes you think. And I feel like it's just like a very cool way to like
Yeah.
basically shed light on like problems that our society has,
Yeah.
but in like such a, it seems like in such an extreme way of like this could never happen, but then you think about it and you're like it could.
Yeah. It's just such a cool like world they built. So like the basis of
and
it,
the twists are like truly unexpected.
yeah.
Except that one thing that I figured out that I'm still like so proud of myself.
Oh yeah, I had no idea. That was a great twist for me.
Yeah, please.
But I was gonna say the basis of it is there's this company that Adam Scott and these other people, the main characters that you follow around, they work for, and they've had this. Thank you, Lumen. They've had this procedure done where when they go to work, they like go down an elevator, and when they get to their work floor, they don't remember anything about their life outside. And when they leave and get up to the upstairs, they don't remember anything about what they do for work. So when Adam Scott's character is out in the real world, they're severed, severance. They don't know anything about their work, what they do, what it's like.
They do know they work. They know that they're severed, though.
Yeah, they know they're severed.
They know they're severed. Like they
and
know
they chose to go through with the procedure.
They know that they work on the severance floor at Lumen. They know it's called Lumen and stuff. However, they don't know what working on the severance floor actually means.
Yeah.
Because they don't have any memories of it. And then like it's not even like they don't have any memories when they're at work of their outside life. Like they truly don't know if they're married, if they have children, if like they don't know anything. It's wild.
It's so good. It's really interesting. Would highly recommend.
Yeah. It's just so I can't say it enough.
I know.
It's so good.
I don't know when season 2 comes out, but I cannot wait for it.
I don't know either, but yeah, it's just so smart. I feel like I would have never been able to come up with something like it.
No, it's just like every part of it is just so well done, from the writing to the directing to the producing to the way it's shot, everything.
I do feel like this is a show, and I mean, I guess it's only been one season, but I do feel like watching it, I had so many questions. I was like, okay, but what about this?
Sure.
Why is this person doing this? And I do feel like they do address everything like eventually, and then you're kind of like, oh, that's why.
Yeah, they did do a good job of addressing it.
And it ended on such a cliffhanger.
I was gonna say the end though is the biggest cliffhanger in the world, and it was still like a great cliffhanger, but you're just like,
and it's not
desperate.
the only cliffhanger in the episode though. Like honestly, the whole season finale is a cliffhanger. Like
the whole episode was so good.
So many questions.
I kind of want to rewatch that now, just the finale, because it was so. We've watched it twice because we watched it.
Oh yeah, then at Hannah's.
Hannah. Yeah. Coming up a lot today.
Yeah. So I've seen it 3 times.
Yeah.
But I do feel like every time that I watched it, I picked up on something new. Yeah. Wow. So good. Is that? Or do we have any other?
I was gonna say that's what we've been watching recently. Like you said, we both watched Ted Lasso, which is great if you haven't seen it. Jason Sudeikis is phenomenal. Oh, I got a question for you.
Oh, okay.
So, what show would you recommend to me after knowing me for 3 years that I've never seen, that you've seen? What show do you think I would love that you've seen and I have not?
Oh, that's a great question. Oh my God, that you haven't.
Like, not just one that you like that I should give a shot, like what you know of what I like to watch.
Well, I did kind of recommend Only Murders in the Building. Me and Megan
That's
both
true,
did.
yeah. And you think that would...
I do think you would enjoy it.
I agree.
I feel like had you not been already interested in Severance, I would have suggested Severance.
Sure. I think you actually came home and you were like, "Oh, I've been watching this show," and you were going to suggest it to me, and I was like, "I just started watching it too."
Yeah.
Like I feel like that happened.
Yeah, it did. Yeah. Oh, that's such a good question.
Yeah.
Because also, I feel like we've watched so many of the same
We have
shows.
watched a lot of the same stuff. Yeah.
Do you want like a comedy or a drama or like
Any.
I kind of want to say Parenthood.
Is Dak Shepard in that?
Yes.
Okay.
But also like it's very like I don't want to say soap drama-y, but like it's very like it's a drama and it's like it's just like about their family. Like it's just drama about their family. So like I'm not 100% confident that like you would enjoy it, but you do love Dak Shepard.
Yeah.
And he is great in it. And there's like other people in it that I think you would like really.
Is Taron Killam in that one from SNL? Or am I thinking of something else? No, I might be thinking of a show called like Single Parents or something.
You're
like
thinking
that.
of Single Parents.
Yeah.
Yes. Lauren Graham is in it.
Lauren Graham.
She's really known for Gilmore Girls. She's the mom in Gilmore Girls.
Okay, she's one of the Gilmore Girls.
Yes.
The old one.
She's Lorelai Gilmore.
What's the young one's name again?
Lorelai Gilmore.
No, in real life.
Because they're both named Lorelai Gilmore. But
Wait,
the younger one goes by Rory. Yeah.
They're named the same thing?
Yeah, she named her daughter her name.
Why?
But she goes by Rory. I don't know. She was 16 when she had her.
I feel like that doesn't happen with women a lot. Like, there's juniors that are men.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Was she Lorelai Jr.?
No.
Just the same name.
Yeah. Alexis Bledel.
That's right, yeah.
And Milo Ventimiglia is in it.
Oh, he's in that too?
Okay.
I was going to say, I'm surprised you didn't recommend This Is Us. Yeah,
why have I not talked about
that.
This Is Us? Yeah, because it's not a show that I'm currently watching because it ended.
Right.
Oh my God. Such a good show. The acting in that show is just like a masterclass of acting. Like Mandy Moore, Milo Ventimiglia, Sterling K. Brown, Susan Kelechi Watson, Chrissy Metz. Oh my God, what is Toby's name? The actor that plays Toby, I'm so sorry, but like
he's definitely listening. Sorry,
yeah.
actor who played Toby.
They're just all so fantastic. And the writing is so good. It's like one of those shows where they introduce like storylines or like random characters that you're like, how do they play into this family? Like, why is this being introduced? I don't understand. And then like 2 episodes later, they'll like tie it back together, and you're like, oh my God.
There were a lot of seasons of that, weren't there?
6.
6.
Yes.
Oh, that's actually not as many as I thought.
Yeah. And yeah, it's so good. There's a scene in the last episode that they filmed during season 3. Oh. And the like creator just knew he wanted to include it, and they didn't even like really know like why it was being filmed. But because they do, Mandy Moore is so good in it because she plays this woman from like her 20s up until like 80s.
Oh.
The makeup department is incredible. So they do like the big 3, the 3 children, like their storylines of like present day, like in their 30s, and then they get into like their 40s, because the first episode it's like their 35th birthday or something like that. And like their journeys with like their own families and all that stuff, but then they flash back to like when they're teenagers, and also they flash back to like when they were like toddlers and stuff. And so they have Mandy plays all of those decades.
Right. She's
but you know, you can't really have a 40-year-old actor playing a high schooler or a toddler, you know. So they have other actors that play different versions of the characters. And the casting department did so well because they look so like especially the teenage years, the people that they cast to play the younger versions of these actors look so much like them. It's just so good. I do feel like you would like This Is Us.
I think so too.
Kind of it, like I said, it's very drama heavy. It's very emotional. I cry like every episode, but I'm also a crier,
Right.
so that could just be a me thing.
Mm-hmm.
But it does like tug at your heartstrings. And it's just very like relatable and just like about life, and you're like, this hurts because like it's true, and
Right.
like, I don't know. So yeah, so I'm going to say This Is Us or Parenthood.
Okay, cool. I think I'll watch. I think I'm more inclined to watch Parenthood first for some reason.
Because of Dax Shepard.
I think because of Dax. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I like Sterling K. Brown a lot too.
Yeah. He's so good. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's my answer.
Cool.
Okay, your turn.
My turn?
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Let me think. One that came to my mind first, I'll have to think of more shows that I watched because I feel like you would like this one. I don't know if you would love it, but it's I don't think you've watched it. It's called Upload. It's on Amazon Prime. I only watched the first season. I don't know if they came up with a second one or not, but I liked it when I watched it. I
feel like I saw that's like kind of recent.
Yeah, within the last couple years. I can't remember
Is
when
it
I was when I watched it.
What's the actor's name?
I
The
can't
main guy.
remember.
But
He's recognizable.
Yeah.
Good looking guy.
Yeah, no, he's
Yeah.
he's in a movie with Mae Whitman, who is in Parenthood.
The Duff? Is that the one?
Yeah. Mhm.
Yes. Same guy. Uh-huh.
Yeah, I know who
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
talking about. I can't think of his.
I can't either. But I like that. I did like that show. It's not like on the same level as like The Office,
I feel like
Parks
his
and Rec.
name's,
It's a
like,
good
Robbie
place.
something.
Yeah, he seems like a Robbie for sure. But as far as like sitcoms, I feel like you would enjoy that one.
Okay. Wait, I forgot what you said earlier. Have you watched Friday Night Lights?
No, I've not. Are you changing your
That can
recommendation?
be slow sometimes, but I feel like you might actually enjoy that too. But I could be wrong.
Yeah, I might like it.
Mine are all dramas.
Yeah, that's fair.
I love a good drama. Also, as I'm a dramatic actor.
Yeah.
So I think that's why I lean towards the dramas because that's what I see myself working on as. Not that I think I'm bad at comedy.
Sure.
But
you
I
just prefer.
My strong suit is drama.
Sure.
Yeah.
As far as watching goes, even in the world of like drama specifically,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the dramas we watch are very different though. Like, because my drama is like Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul, which are very different than like This Is Us, even though they're both dramas.
Mine are more. I feel like yours are more like about a thing.
Yeah.
And mine are more just like about life and the people.
Mm-hmm.
And like, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm trying to think of the dramas that I've watched that I do think you'd like. And that is tricky. Did you ever watch Barry?
No, but we've talked about this.
Because
I feel like maybe I would like it.
That one's definitely, it's not in the same vein as like This Is Us or anything. It is more of like a my type of drama. And it's more of a dramedy. There's a good amount of comedy in it.
Yeah.
I would almost even call it a comedy over a drama. But I love that show. That's one of my favorite shows of the last few years.
I feel like for like the Emmys and stuff like that, like it's considered like for award shows, I feel like it's in the comedy.
I was gonna say I think it is
categories.
Too. It's just more of like a dark comedy, so maybe that's not the best answer. But I do think overall you would like that. There is some violence in it though, and I know you're not a huge fan of that.
I'm not a huge fan of it. If it's not super gory,
yeah,
I'm sometimes okay with it.
I feel like it's not featured
really
enough
depends.
to bother you. I feel like maybe there would be parts of episodes that you're like, I don't like that, but I think overall you would like it.
Okay.
Third season was hit or miss for people, so you might not like that.
I need to finish it. It's kind of one of those shows where like I have to like just like take the time to like go back and maybe rewatch some stuff so I like remember what was happening. But I have watched Good Girls, and I do like that, and that sometimes has violence because
Okay.
it's with like it's like these moms who get involved with like this gang.
Yeah.
And they like kill people sometimes.
Oh.
Like the like gang member.
The gang.
Guy
Yeah. Okay,
does.
got it.
Not the moms.
That's fair.
So yeah, some like that's like it's dark sometimes.
I'm trying to think of just the pure dramas I've watched, and like I don't like Peaky Blinders. I loved, but I don't really think you'd like that.
You did love Peaky Blinders. You want to give the listeners a little Peaky fucking Blinders.
Peaky fucking Blinders. It sounds a little Australian when I get to Blinders.
Australian. It really does.
I need to work on my accents, but loved Peaky Blinders.
Mine wasn't great either.
I also liked this one. I watched a long time ago, and I liked. Again, I don't think you'd like it. Sons of Anarchy.
Oh yeah, I don't think
You wouldn't like that at all. I did like that one a lot.
Yeah, that's my type of show.
What
That and like The
drama?
Walking Dead, like not my.
Yeah, not your
not
cup
my-
of tea.
no.
Right. That's why I don't think you'd like Breaking Bad either.
No, and everyone tells me how good it is, and I'm like, listen, I'm not. Here's the thing, I'm not trying to say that it's not.
Right. It's just not your.
I can appreciate something being good and like the cinematic value and the
Right.
writing and like all of that without it like having to be a show that I enjoy.
Yeah. Which is, oh man, like I said, I
Maybe
don't think
someday
you
I'll
would like it.
I'll give
But
it a shot.
it's so fucking good, and the
That
acting is
and,
incredible. Bryan Cranston and Aaron Paul are so good in it.
I agree with that. Like I
Yeah.
think they're both great.
But yeah, so I guess mine for comedy would be Upload. I feel like you'd like it.
Okay.
And drama,
Well,
I guess
I didn't
sort
give
of
you a
drama,
comedy.
Barry. But it's not really drama. I
Did
really
you-
don't
have
think
you
I
watched
watch enough
Superstore?
dramas that you would like. No.
I think you would like Superstore.
I
If
feel
you
like I
like The
would
Good
too.
Place, you would like Superstore.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm trying to think if you would like another comedy is Silicon Valley. I think
Well,
it
I
might be a
like-
little
like
too
the-
male focused for you to like
But
it that
I
much.
do like the guy in it.
Oh, because Middleditch, Thomas
Yeah,
Middleditch, Middleditch is
yeah.
yeah. I feel like you would enjoy it. I don't know if you would love it because I do feel like it's a little too male centric.
Okay. Yeah, we don't like men, so I'm just kidding. Sometimes I'm not,
Yeah,
but no, I'm just kidding. We love men.
we love. Do we?
Sometimes,
Yeah, I was
for
gonna
the
say,
most,
I've
for the
heard
most part.
Pretty conflicting reports from you over the 3 years of living with you.
Sometimes they're just difficult.
Men are difficult, huh?
I mean,
We'll get to that
you
in a
don't even
dating
know.
episode
Yeah,
of
that's true.
Here's the thing.
How many times have I said, "Why are you the way that you are?"
Yeah.
Like men in general,
Right.
not like Noah
Not me
specifically.
specifically, yeah.
Although sometimes I do question
Yeah.
that.
Could you imagine? You're just constantly asking me that.
And you, yeah, I've asked you like, why are men the way that they are?
Yeah.
And you're just like, I couldn't
I don't really
even
have a
tell
good
you.
answer for you.
Yeah.
Most of the
So-
time, it's just
But shout out to the men that are listening. Love you.
love you.
Anyways, yeah, that's
Yeah,
the thing about what we're watching.
That's what we're watching now. We'll probably have an episode about like our all-time favorites and get into like Breaking Bad more and like other shows that we love all the time.
Oh,
Maybe-
that would be fun.
I think that would be fun.
One Tree Hill. I
Because
could
yeah,
talk
right.
about One Tree Hill.
There's
for
all
a
sorts of shows
while.
that we watched years ago that are
Because let
like,
me tell you, Sophia Bush,
what a fox. Her voice.
Ugh.
Oh,
incredible.
yeah.
Yeah, and I could talk about Friday Night Lights more.
hmm We'll save that one for a while. That's
Listen,
we're not
we could
doubling
talk
up on
about
TV shows.
for a very long
Yeah,
time.
apparently we can talk about this a lot. Hopefully this was enjoyable for the listeners. It was definitely
Yeah.
different than our first episode. I feel like this was more. We said we wanted to be more directed, and this
We did.
was.
It was, yes.
I feel like maybe the first episode was a little more whimsical.
Whimsical. I like that. Yeah.
So
I was gonna
hopefully
say
this was still
chaotic, but
enjoyable.
yeah,
Chaotic is a good
whimsical.
word for it too.
But yeah, thanks for listening.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in again, guys.
Or watching if you're watching it on YouTube.
Yeah.
However
Oh,
you
we
like to
have
listen.
some of you follow our Instagram, but we have it. Kendra, what's the name of it?
Yes, it is HTT, which stands for Here's the Thing. So it's HTT with Kendra and Noah. It's a little long. With is written out, and so is and. But we tried a lot of different variations of Here's the Thing.
Yeah.
And Here's the Thing, they're all taken.
They're all taken.
So yeah, it's HTT with Kendra and Noah.
But even if you're following our personal accounts, we'll share shit there so you can find it. And yeah, we'll get a YouTube channel out there, Spotify and Apple. But yeah, thanks if you've listened or watched to both of our podcasts. Incredible stuff.
We thank you so much.
Yeah.
Because we're having fun. So we hope you're enjoying it too. I guess, like, follow us and let us know. Leave a comment.
Oh yeah, that's good for
like let
engagement.
us know. Yeah, let us know how we're doing.
We're gonna keep doing it.
Be somewhat nice, please.
We like to think, honestly, just be brutally honest with me. You can text me and tell me I sound like shit.
But also if there's like something that you want to know about,
or an episode
our thoughts,
idea,
or
if you're like, hey, you guys should talk about
like,
this.
Like let us know if you're like, you should do an episode on this, or also we are going to be doing an episode on like questions that like females have for males and vice versa, and then also within the episode like a subject or like a topic, and then get like both of our perspectives on it. So if you also have questions like that, let us know. If you're like too afraid to comment it, just DM one of us separately. Because we're trying to think of questions, but
it's good to know what you guys want to hear.
So let us know. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, we're working on things. We got multiple cameras this time, so hopefully that comes through in the YouTube video and it works out. Yeah, and we're gonna keep tweaking things to hopefully get better
as we go along. Yeah,
get better as podcasters. All right, well I think that does it, huh?
Yeah, have a lovely rest of your day or evening or whatever
we'll see you next time.
You're
Happy Halloween, I guess, because this will be probably our last episode before Halloween as far as releasing.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.